The full cycle of Incarnons have been completed. Today, it'll reset and we will go back to week 1. I'm making this video not to let you know the best ones to take, but I will be letting you know the worst ones to potentially avoid and leave this to your last week. Also, y'all, it's your boy Tyrone. And before this video even starts, I want to say that there is no order in how bad these weapons are. If they're on this list, they're just bad. Simple as that. And when I say bad, I mean they're bad compared to other weapons. They're not performing. They're still not good compared to the parts, because if a weapon has an Incarnon adapter, the weapon was most likely not good anyways. These adapters are supposed to bring them up to date and make them usable. These weapons are still not usable. So with that out of the way, let's get to it. So the first one on our list is going to be the Incarnon Skana, coming from week 1. Now this thing is here is because its Incarnon form does nothing for it. The Incarnon form basically, I'll read it to you right here. In entering Incarnon form or performing an Incarnon form finisher, unleashes radio stun. What that basically sounds like is entering Incarnon form turns this weapon to a Skajati. So now, why would I use a sword over a Nakana? 1. Why would I have 3 minutes of a Skajati as well? There's no real reason. The stats that it gives to it is okay, but it'll end up being just your average slash melee weapon, doing nothing special. And that is why the Incarnon Skana is here. So I think some ways that they can actually make this one a little bit better is by, instead of on finisher kill, which is what Skajati already does, we make it a percent chance on killing an enemy that it'll perform a blind. It doesn't need to be a high amount. It could be a 10% chance when you kill an enemy, the chance it'll blind enemies around you. And yeah, that's the Skana. Moving on to the next one we have. For week number 2, we have the Incarnon Furax. Now, I don't think I really need to say why this thing's bad. Let me just start with saying it's an impact primary melee weapon. So off rip, this thing has no room to succeed. But hold up, it got an Incarnon effect on the last one called Flashing Bleed that gave it a 40% chance to turn impact status effects to bleed. Turned most useless status to the best status for melee weapons. But hold on, you heard me only say 40% chance to convert an impact to a slash. The problem with that is not enough compared to other melee weapons. That means that even if somehow you're able to guarantee an impact hit every time you swung your melee weapon, you would still have only about a 40% status chance, basically, for a useful one, a slash. Now, of course, you can go ahead and play a corrosive heat build with it, but you can play a corrosive heat one with any other one. Why are we going to take an Incarnon adapter to do the same thing we can do on any other weapon? And I don't know about you, but what melee weapon would you actually use that has a 40% status chance to apply a useful status? Because me personally, I don't have a single melee weapon in my arsenal that's useful, that has a 40% chance to apply status that is of any use. Okay, I rest my case. Now we're gonna move on to the next one, which is also from week 2. Hold up, I almost forgot the Incarnon effect of the Incarnon Furax, that it leaves a cute little fire patch, that it's like holding a lighter to these enemies, bro. It'll deal about like 2 damage, 5 to 2 damage against an armored target. You remove the armor, now we're going up to like, I don't know, 100 burn damage. What the hell are you going to do with that? Bro, they gotta be trolling with this. Hold up. Like I said, another weapon from week 2, we have the Incarnon Bow. This thing suffers the same fate as the Furax, being an impact main weapon, having flashing bleed with the same booty cheeks, 40% chance to apply a bleed. How about we go ahead and raise that from 40 to, I don't know, about 70. And then these things might be cooking, bro. You could be cooking with these weapons if that shit went up by 30%. But this thing's Incarnon effect is actually interesting, where it adds plus 4 meters of range. That with reach, you can get up to 10 meters of range on a melee weapon, which sounds insane, right? But then you realize that this thing only has a 0.5 follow through. So why give me 10 meters of range with no follow through? I believe one of the options for the last evolution should be to get full follow through. Just, fuck it, why not? Let's just get full follow through. Or even put that as a second evolution. So you can run flashing bleed plus the full follow through. And then that 10 meters of range could be utilized properly, but it can't. So you're just hitting a bunch of people for no damage. And that is why the Incarnon Bow is also kind of trash. Now, is it any surprise that this list so far has only been melee weapons? Because me personally, I'm not surprised. A lot of these early melee weapons were kind of cheeks. But I will say that after week 2, the melee weapons got better, a lot better. bringing the ceramic dagger, which is great. The dual Iker, that's great. Incarnon hate. These are all good melee weapons. But one of them made it past. He gonna be on your list soon. Now jumping all the way to week number 5, because in between week 2 and 5, a lot of the weapons were good. They were all pretty damn good. And a lot of y'all won't like this one, but it's got to be the Incarnon Soma. And here's what's up with the Soma, alright? It being our first gun on the list, somehow it's not good because Soma is a crit weapon. It's always been a crit weapon. You know, you get your 100 munition, your viral, you just bleed everything to death. That's the Soma's identity, crit weapon. This Incarnon form turns it to a status weapon. Excuse me? And not only is it a status weapon, it's a very buggy status weapon. One having no good evolutions anywhere on the tree, giving it no good stats. You get the flat damage drive set evolution 2. At evolution 4, you get no crit chance, you get no status chance, you get nothing good there. You just get more flat damage. So once you put the Incarnon adapter on the Soma doesn't get better. It stays basically the same. You're not really doing much with this adapter on the Soma. So in week 5, I would skip over the Soma because the adapter is not changing the Soma. The Soma is just staying where it was, if you know what I mean. When I say buggy, I mean buggy as in it cannot even stack up its own like Soma augment with it in its Incarnon form. So when you have an Incarnon adapter that's barely doing anything, and on top of that having bugs, it mixes together and you get this complete doo-doo pile of an Incarnon adapter. That's what the Soma is. So enough of the Soma. So how can the Incarnon Soma be better? Well, I think it's the easiest solution, actually. It's just make the Incarnon form crit. The Soma is a crit weapon. Let's just allow the Incarnon form to crit. Now, of course, we can tone down some damage if we need to, so it's not too broken. But it's a really simple. It's just Soma wants to crit, bro. Let the Soma crit in peace. It's so simple. Now, before I get to the last one, I just want to say thanks if you actually sit here and watch this whole video, or even accidentally clicked on this part. Randomly hear this, hear me say these things. It means a lot. So yeah, get to the last one. And on week number 6, we have the Siberian Incarnon. Why is Siberian Incarnon bad? I don't know. Why is the Furex Incarnon bad? Why is the Bow Incarnon bad? Okay, this thing follows the same rules as those, except this is cold primary damage. And while that sounds good to make easy viral, viral is never good alone. We need to mix viral with burn, need to mix viral with some sort of damage over time, armor strip, something, bro. So viral alone isn't good. That's not going to justify this thing being good. And 2, it has the same Incarnon effect as the Furax, except instead of burning, it'll now slow and deal cold damage. Once again, also booty cheeks. It has some redeeming factors, it getting some nice stats from evolution 4 and whatnot. But that isn't going to save this doo-doo ass weapon, because you have to once again do something on this weapon that you can do to any other weapon. I can legit pick up the Fragor and go heat corrosive and it'll still outperform this thing. And if anything, the cold on this weapon messes it up a little bit, because you can't even go heat corrosive on this weapon. That cold is going to cuck you. It'll get in your way. So how you can make this weapon better, I don't know. Real talk. This is a tough one, because the other impact weapons that don't have any source of damage at least have something to get a bleed. So I'm baffled on how you can make this thing better. Maybe y'all can leave a comment, I can see what y'all think, but I don't have a clue how you can make this thing better. And with that should conclude this video. I've shown you the 5 worst weapons that I believe you could possibly take over the entire 6 weeks. Now, of course, I probably missed some that just barely made it past, but this should give you a good idea why what's bad and what is good. So if you guys like the video, leave a like. If you don't. That being said, I'm logging out. Peace.